Hi folks, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through the unboxing and a mini review of this brand new CD reissue of Alan White's Ramshackled from Spirit of Unicorn Music and Cherry Red Records. Originally released in March of 1976, Ramshackled came after a break in the action for Yes following the incredibly successful Relayer album and tour of 1974 and 1975. The timing for this and the other albums from Alan's bandmates seemed a bit odd even at the time, as Yes was undoubtedly at the pinnacle of their career, playing to capacity crowds in stadiums and arenas around the world. Yet the decision was made for the band to take a pause and record solo albums. And that of course also included Steve Howe, Chris Squire, Patrick Moraz, and John Anderson. This release of Ramshackled is newly remastered from the original tapes, which of course, as you know, is always a good thing. And it also expands on the original with a couple of bonus tracks. Single edits for Ooh Baby and One Way Rag are also included on this release. Several of the musicians joining Alan for this album are actually friends of his and former band members from groups he was in prior to joining Yes. And as a result, it's an eclectic collection of songs. Different genres are represented, but it comes across as Alan reuniting with some good friends and making some music. Some Yes members actually appeared on the album. John Anderson and Steve Howe joined in for Spring-Song of Innocence, which, just by its very nature of the collection of musicians involved, makes it the most Yes-like song on the album, and it's a great, great piece. And in return, Alan played drums on Steve's solo album, Beginnings, and coincidentally, also playing some percussion on Steve's solo album was Yes's former drummer, Bill Bruford. The 1976 tour that followed was originally intended to feature a couple of songs from each of the band members' solo albums, and sure enough, for the first few weeks, the first couple of concerts, it did in fact do that. Yet sadly, over time, the solo songs were removed in favor of an all-Yes set list, as the fans in attendance simply were not familiar with the material, so they decided to go back to a set list that was much more reminiscent of the 1975 tour. One Way Rag and Spring-Song of Innocence were originally Alan's contributions to the tour in the early dates, but as with the others, they were all phased out over time. Now, on a personal note, I can attest that the couple of times that I have met Alan over the years, it was always a wonderful pleasure. He's such an incredible gentleman in addition to being an amazingly talented musician, and what a blessing it was to have him in our favorite band for so many years. So sit back and relax as I take you through a complete unboxing of this set, and once again, as always, it's great to see you. Thanks for checking out my videos. And I may have neglected to mention earlier, but every effort has been made to recreate the packaging as precisely as possible to mirror the original release back in 1976. All of the artwork has been carefully preserved and presented here. Quick look at the CD. Again, released by Spirit of Unicorn Music through the Cherry Red label. And we'll have a look at the sleeve notes. List of tracks on the left. All the players on the right. Sleeve notes discussing the creation of the album. Nice photo of Alan. Recreation of the original lyric sheets. And sleeve notes from Steve Pilkington, renowned rock journalist. And there you go, folks. The reissue on CD of Alan Waite's Ramshackled, completely remastered from the original tapes. And thanks again for joining us.